Hi everyone, I'm Shelley and today we'll be doing a balance class, so yin and yang. First building a little bit of heat with a nice little ladder flow and then slowing down in the latter part of the class, doing a few longer hold stretches just to really work deep into the tissues. So we'll start in a child's pose, so take the knees wide on the mat. Big toes touching behind you, sinking the hips down towards the heels and then walking the hands forward, dropping the forehead down to the mat. And just allowing the heart to sink down in this position. If you feel more comfortable with your knees together for a little bit more back support, please go ahead and take your knees together. We will be working quite deeply into the hips, so this will be a nice little way to begin to open the hips, to have your knees wide. Really starting to focus in on the breath, so activating our Ujjayi breath, constricting at the back of the throat to create that oceanic sound as you inhale and exhale through the nose. And you might take this time here to set an intention for your class. It might be something as simple as breathing, as focusing on your breath when you find your mind drifts or when you find that you start to self-criticize. Just bringing your awareness back to your breath, just trying to stay present in your practice without any judgment. Just taking a couple more breaths here. Breathing all the way down to the belly, the tailbone. And then we'll lift the forehead and slowly start to press up to a tabletop position. So taking the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, spread the fingers wide, grip down onto the mat with all 10 fingertips. Wrap the triceps in, pointing the inner elbows forward, and then find that space between the shoulder blades, really rounding in the upper back. Starting to tip the tailbone under. Find space between the shoulder blades as you press the mat away. Tuck chin towards the chest. You might shift from side to side, starting to move into the spine here, starting to feel into your cat pose. And then from here, coming into the cow, dropping the belly, opening up the chest here, sending the heart forward. As you lift the tailbone up towards the sky, really feel that rounding in the back, that dip of the belly down towards the mat. And then keep pressing into the mat, keep the arms strong here, the elbows wrapping forwards, and your heart pressing to the front. Try not to let your shoulders sink down, so keep pressing into the mat. Press the heart up and forwards. And again, those small movements to start to create space in your side body. Press the mat away, round. And inhale, open up, drop the belly. A couple more cat-cows, rounding as you exhale. Inhale to open. After this last one, just coming back to a neutral spine. Extending the left arm out in front of you and the right leg behind you. So you can keep the left toes untucked, or you can tuck them under if you need a little bit more balance. Keep that right elbow pressing forward. And then you can keep your right toes pointed or flexed or flointed, whatever works for you. Inhale to extend your arm away from your foot. And then exhale to touch the knee towards the elbow, rounding through the upper back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch. Last one here, inhale, reach. And exhale, touch. 1.5 actually, inhale, one more. And then from here, bend the right knee. See if you can reach back behind you and grab onto the foot. If you can, press into the hand to really open up through the chest here. Just take a couple of breaths. Starting to build a little bit of heat through the core, through the back body. As you inhale, extend your arm forward, your leg back. And exhale, release down. We'll change it over, so just loosening up between your two sides. We might do one round of cat-cow in between, just to neutralize the spine. And then grounding down through the left hand, extend the right arm out in front of you and the left leg back. So just finding your balance here. Again, if you need to, tucking those right toes under, really wrapping that left elbow forward, trying to keep the hips square here. And then reach your fingertips away from your toes. Inhale to reach. Exhale to round through the spine. Touch the knee towards the elbow. Really suck it all in here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, touch knee to elbow. Couple more, inhale. And exhale. Last 1.5, inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow. And on this one, we'll open, reach forward, bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand. If you can grab on, press the left foot into the hand, open up through the chest and the heart forward. Feel that opening through the right shoulder, the right bicep. One more full breath here. And on your next inhale, softly releasing, trying not to slingshot. Reach forward and back and releasing down. One more cat-cow here to neutralize. And exhale around. And then come back to our tabletop, just really setting up your foundation. So spread your fingers wide, grip down onto the mat and really press into the inner palms. Wrap the elbows forward. Feel the space between your shoulder blades as you round through the upper back and then tuck the toes. And from here, just really press into the palms, hover the knees. So engaging the core here and starting to switch on the entire body. And make sure your shoulders are tracking over your wrists. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, hips up and back, press into the palms. So press your heart back towards the thighs. The head relaxes down. Take a couple of walks of your dog here. You might straighten one leg, bend the other. Just getting comfortable in your first down dog of the practice. Maybe you've already done 50 down dogs today. That's fabulous. Maybe it's your first one. Just finding comfort here. Finding whatever movements feel good to you. Really feeling that space between the shoulder blades to create a bit more space for your head to relax down. Your collarbones spread wide and proud. You can keep a bend in the knee if you need to, or straightening through the legs, just really focusing on that tailbone pressing up towards the sky. And then from here, we'll find a bit of stillness. Just take a couple of deep Ujjayi breaths. Really creating that heat in the body, at the back of the throat. And really using your exhale to sink down a little bit deeper into your pose. So remembering to press into the inner palms, we'll lift the right leg high here, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. And just have a little play around here. You might lift the right shoulder, peek underneath. You might turn over towards the left side, but just keep that right knee tracking up towards the sky. And then square off the shoulders here, but keep that length, that knee opening up. And then squaring off the hips, extend the leg back behind you. Take an inhale and exhale, shift the shoulders over the wrists, touch the knee towards the elbow. Inhale, extend, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to elbow. Crunch it in, engage the core. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Really crunch that knee up towards the armpit now and softly place the foot down at the outside of your right hand. Place the left knee down. Coming into this low lunge. So you might shift your hips from side to side, really just settling into your lunge, starting to open up through the hips. And then place the left hand down, open up to the right side, reach up with your right hand, maybe looking up or perhaps looking down towards your left. Really just trying to initiate that twist from the belly. Reach back with the right hand, bend to the left knee. If you can grab on with your right hand, go ahead. You might grab a block for underneath your left hand if you feel really far away. And then just try to pull in that inner thigh on the right leg. This will automatically pull your pelvis up. Keep engaging through the left glute. Try not to let your hips sink down. Softly releasing the left foot back behind you. Reach back up with the right arm and then place it down on the inside of the right foot. And push the hands into the mat to push the hips back. Flex through the right toes. Half split here, opening through the right hamstring. It's really pulling that right thigh bone back into the hip socket, trying to keep your hips square. And thinking about pressing the belly down towards the thigh rather than rounding and pressing the knee towards the nose. Open up, create length in the spine. And then one more inhale here. Exhale to sink a little bit deeper. And then bringing the right foot back towards the mat. Tuck the left toes, bring the hands on the inside of the right foot. Send the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And then softly placing it down next to the left. We'll come over to the other side. So just setting up, again, your good foundations of your downward facing dog. And when you feel stable, inhale your left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Again, just doing whatever feels good here. You might open all the way up towards the left side, or you might stay square. Really just focus on pulling that knee open as though you were pointing your left toes towards your right hand. And then square off your shoulders. Extend through the left leg, square off the hips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the shoulders over the wrist, touch the left elbow, the left knee, to the left elbow. Inhale to extend back, three-legged dog, press into the hands. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. We'll do one more here, inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. This time, trying to bring your knee as high up as you can towards your armpit. And then softly placing that left foot down on the outside of your left hand. Place the right knee down. Just settling into your hips on this side. And then placing the right hand down, opening up towards the left this time, reaching up with the left hand, perhaps looking up, really trying to spin that left shoulder open, initiating your twist from the belly, pressing into the right hand. And then bend through the right knee. If you can grab on to the outside of your right foot, go ahead. If you can't, maybe just stay in your twist. Again, focusing on bringing the inner thighs in towards the midline just to lift your hips slightly, engage your right glute. And then press that right foot into the hand, open up through your chest. You might even gaze back and peek at your right toes. And softly releasing the right foot, reach back up with the left hand. And then bringing the left hand inside of the foot. Push into the hands to push the hips back, flex through the right toes. And then inhale to grow long in the spine. Really create space. Pull the tailbone back towards the right toes. So press the belly button down towards the left thigh. And those left toes are flexed. Keep breathing here. With each exhale, see if you can sink your belly a little bit closer towards your thigh. One more. Inhale to extend, exhale to fold all the way down. And then taking your hands back towards the front and the inside of your left foot. Place your hands down, tuck the right toes. Suck that left foot in towards your chest, send it all the way up and back, three-legged dog. And with your exhale, softly placing it down next to your right foot. And we'll begin to work into our ladder flow. Okay, we'll take the feet together in your downward facing dog, and then we're going to lift the right foot high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip just for one breath. Inhale, re-square the hips, extend the right foot back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Extend that right leg out to the outside. Exhale to lower your hips down to the inside of the right hand. And then inhale to lift the hips. Press into the right hand. Bend through the left knee. Come to the back of your mat. Inhale to open. And exhale your right hand towards the front once again. Replace the left toes at the back as you spin onto the right. Send the left foot forward. Place the right hand down, open into your twist. Reach up with the left hand. As you exhale, bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Spin the right heel down, open up, extended side angle. Really suck that left hip underneath the right. Inhale to reach all the way up, warrior two. Exhale to settle. Flip the left palm, reverse your warrior. As you inhale, straighten through the left leg. As you exhale, reach forward with the left hand, triangle pose. Open up here as you inhale. Take one exhale. As you inhale, reaching up once again with the right hand, turn the right toes out, come onto the left heel, sink down to the back of your mat, Skandasana. So here, just settling into your proper surface lunge, this should feel a little bit more normal if you're used to doing these. If you're not, it'll still feel really strange. And then you can press that right tricep onto the inside of the right knee. Just finding your balance, finding your position here. You might open up your wings, spread them wide. You might even take a bind if that's an option available to you. reaching back behind your right leg, opening that right shoulder up. Like focusing on pulling the left shoulder back behind you. If you've taken the bind, just releasing, opening your wings. And then take your left hand down, spin towards the back of your mat, spin onto the left toes. Come into a low lunge. Bend the left knee, reach up with the right hand and back to grab onto the outside of the left foot. So really just pressing your inner thighs together. So pull that right knee in. Try not to let your hips sink, just like we did in the beginning of the class. And then we'll release that foot down. Tuck the toes again. Lift the left knee and we'll come into standing split. So you might take the hands just forward of your foot or your mat and shift your weight forward onto the right foot. Lift the left leg high. So finding your standing splits can be a little bit awkward if you're not used to practicing. But you can, it works a lot of different things. So if you'd like to work your flexibility, keep that right leg straight. Bend your left knee, really work on pulling your left knee up towards the sky and then start to straighten through the left leg. If you prefer to work into your balance, you might stay a little bit lower in your in your right leg, mixing everything up today. And you might work on taking hold of your ankle. So it might be less about the flexibility and how high you can get that leg, and more about how close you can get your nose towards your knee. So a few different options there to work into. Wherever you are, take your hands back in front of your foot. Inhale to extend through the spine, reaching up for a halfway lift. Pointing the toes back behind you, so creating that sort of L shape with your legs. As you exhale, round through the spine, tuck the knee in towards the nose. Flex the left foot, have a peek back at your left toes. If you can interlace your pointer and middle finger around your thumb, around your toe, your foot thumb. And then from here, we're going to just stand up and straighten the left leg. So you might bend through the right knee for a bit of stability, and then lifting up, working your balance, your strength, straightening here. So you might keep that bend in the knee, or you might straighten through the left leg, but keep that left shoulder pulling back behind you. The right hand can just be resting on the right hip or out for a little bit of support and balance. Taking one more inhale here. As you exhale, bend through the left knee, place the left ankle over the knee, sink the hips back, come into a funky chair. So bring the hands together at heart space, sink the hips back, keep that left foot flexed. You should get a nice little stretch on the outer left hip here. One of my favorite poses to stretch out the hips. On the next inhale, we're going to stand back up, take that left leg with you, reach the hands high, and then shift your torso forward, send the left leg back behind you, bend into the right knee, crescent lunge, place the left foot down really softly. Take an inhale here. In your crescent, really come high on the left toes so that you can tuck the hips under and then sink down into your right leg. So you should get a nice stretch over the front of the left hip flexor rather than keeping an arch in the back. Really focus on tucking it under. And stay strong in the feet, keep the feet pulling towards one another, and then you can extend the arms up overhead. Take one more inhale here. And then turn towards the left side. Turn the toes out, the heels in. Exhale to sink into both legs, goddess. So your first little goddess pose, really focus on pressing the knees out. You might shift the hips from side to side, bounce up and down, settle into your goddess. And then as you inhale, straighten through the legs, turn towards the front of the mat, come onto the right toes. We're going to fold over the left leg. So that kind of modified pyramid once again. Inhale to a half lift, straightening through the spine. Bend into that left leg, send it back. And open up just for one breath as you inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, lower it down. And we'll do exactly the same on the other side. So just taking 2 more breaths here. Exhale to empty completely. And then the left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. As you inhale, square off the hips. Extend that left leg back behind you. And then exhale, left knee, right elbow. As you inhale, extend the left leg out towards the side. Exhale to lower the hips down, spin onto the inside of the right foot. Bring that right arm up and over as you push the hips up. And exhale, bend into the right knee. Come to the back of your mat, open up for your awkward surface lunge. Is that what I was going to call it? Bring the left arm down, place it back towards the front of your mat. Replace the right foot with the left. Spin onto the left toes, and the right foot comes forward to the outside of the right hand. Inhale to open into your twist. Exhale to take the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. Spin the left heel down. Open, extended side angle, reaching up with the left hand, tucking that right hip under. And keep reaching all the way up with the left hand, warrior 2. As you exhale, settle in. Flip the right palm, reverse your warrior. And exhale, straighten through the right leg. Inhale to reach up with the right hand, triangle pose, reach forward all the way, keep that left hip pulling back. Right arm comes down, left arm comes up. And once again, straightening, reaching up through the left arm. Spinning to the back, turning the left toes out, come onto the right heel, sink the hips down, Skandasana. And the hands can just stay at the heart space. Press that left tricep onto the inner knee on the left side. And the option is there to bind if you'd like to. Reach back behind you with the left hand, sort of towards your upper thigh, and then reach up and over with the right hand. Maybe to find your fingertips meeting back behind you. And just focus on trying to open up through the chest and that right shoulder back. If you don't have the bind, you can just stay in a half bind, taking that hand to the lower back. Or once again, you can keep your palms together in front. Wherever you are, opening your wings here for one inhale. And then turning towards the back of your mat, spinning onto the right toes, low lunge to the back. Reaching up and back with the left hand, bend through the right knee, grabbing onto the right foot. Open through the chest as you press the right foot into your hand. Keep pulling the inner thighs together. Keep that left knee tracking more or less over the ankle. And then releasing the right foot back behind you, reach up. And And bring that left hand back down, tuck the right toes. And coming into standing split, so lift the right knee, place the hands just in front of your left foot, shift your weight forward, and then take that right foot up, back behind you. Doing the same on this side as you did on the other side. So working either your flexibility by trying to keep your hips square, your left leg straight, your right leg straight, and really just pressing into the mat, pressing the fingertips forward to press your chest down and your right heel up. Or working more on your balance, your strength, stabilizing muscles by bringing your left leg to a little bit more of a bend. Bringing maybe one hand to your ankle or both, and then working on pulling that chest in, pulling the leg up, back behind you. Take the fingertips back down, inhale to a halfway lift, bringing your legs to that L shape once again. As you exhale, tuck the right knee in towards the nose, rounding through the spine, flex the right toes, grab on with your peace fingers, and see if you can stand all the way up. So straighten through the right leg, don't let it touch down. Inhale to stand all the way up, pull the right shoulder back. Again, you can keep a bend in the right leg, or you can stay straight. As long as that right shoulder is staying back next to the left. One more breath here. And then inhale, grow long, pull that right knee back, flex through the right toes, sink the hips back, funky chair. So bring the hands to the heart space, really press that right knee down away from you. There should be a nice little release for your right thigh, outer hip. And then next inhale, we'll press into the left leg. Take the right knee with you as you stand up tall. And then send it back behind you. Shift your weight forward. Bend into the left knee to land the right foot softly back behind you, crescent lunge. So again, come high on the right toes. Pull that pelvis under. Pull your tailbone forward. Squeeze both glutes. Keep pressing your feet together. And then sink down into your legs. One more breath here. On your inhale, turning towards the right side, turn the right toes out, both heels in. Exhale, goddess. So keeping your knees out, really tucking your tailbone in under here. So try not to arch your back and stick your hips out. Really try and push your hips under. And then sink a little bit lower. As you inhale, straighten through the legs, reach the arms high, turn towards the front of your mat, spin onto the left toes. Keep the left heel lifted. As you shift forward, take the arms out beside you and back behind you, folding the left over the left leg. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then bend through the right knee, place the palms down, take the right leg back. Release in your three-legged dog for just a moment. And then placing the right leg down, downward facing dog. So just taking a few breaths here in your downward facing dog or coming into child's pose. And we're just going to flow through the entire thing just once on each side. I just have a little arm balance challenge for you on each side as well. So last breath here. Exhale to empty. And then inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, square the hips, extend the leg. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, place the right foot down. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, lift the hips, press into the right hand. Bend into the left knee, come to the back of your mat. Open up, grab onto the left ankle, reach high with the right arm. And now place the right hand back at the front of the mat. Replace the left foot with the right. Spin the left foot towards the front of the mat. Open into your twist to the left. Place the left hand down, right heel comes down. Inhale, open, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extend through the left leg. Exhale, reach forward, triangle pose on the left side. I apologize if you can hear the rubbish truck that's just passed in front of my house. Inhale, reach up with the right hand. Skandasana at the back of the mat, surfer's lunge, drop your hips low on the inside of the right foot. Inhale to open up here. Take the bind option if you'd like. And then as you exhale, spin onto the left toes towards the back of your mat. Take the right arm high, bend through the left foot, grab on and send the foot back into the hand. Softly releasing back behind you. Inhale, reach up with the right hand. Take the hands in front of the foot, lift the left knee up, standing splits. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round through the spine. Grab onto the toes. Inhale to stand up. That standing leg raise, press the left foot forward, the left shoulder back. One inhale here. As you exhale, left knee crosses over the left ankle over the right knee. Sink the hips back. Inhale, stand up, take the left knee with you, really crunch it towards your nose. And then send it back, crescent lunge, bend into the right knee to land softly with the left toes back behind you. Inhale for one breath here. As you exhale, goddess towards the left, toes out, heels in. Inhale, rise up, spin onto the right toes, and exhale, take your arms wide, airplane the arms as you shift forward over the left thigh. Stay high on the right toes here, take your palms down. And we'll take the left foot up and back, so it's a shorter down dog than you would be used to. And then we're going to shift forward. Stay high on the right toes, shift the shoulders over the wrists and then past the wrists, past the fingertips. Bend into the elbows. Keep the elbows pressing in, coming into one-legged crow. So place your left knee onto your left tricep, shift your weight forward, and then maybe you're just working here. Maybe you tiptoe your right toes, or perhaps your leg lifts all the way up behind you. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale to softly lower down. Take a little rest in your child's pose. Sink your hips back. One more breath here. And we have one more side. So coming back into our downward facing dog. Letting go of anything that's just happened on the right side. We have a whole new, fresh side. So exhale to empty completely. And then left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. As you inhale, square the hips, extend the left leg. Exhale to tuck the left knee into the right elbow. Inhale, extend that left leg out beside you. Drop the hips down. Inhale, open up, full in triangle, push the hips up. Exhale to bend through the right knee, hips come back towards the back of your mat. Grab onto the right ankle, open up. Left hand comes back down towards the front of your mat. Replace the right toes with the left. Spin the right toes forward into your low lunge. Left hand comes down, inhale, twist towards the right. As you exhale, right hand comes down, left heel comes down. Inhale, open into your extended side angle. Reach up and back with your left hand. Exhale to settle into your warrior two. Flip the right palm, reverse your warrior. Exhale to extend the left leg. Inhale, reach up and forward with your right hand. Triangle as you exhale. Reach up with the left hand. Settle into your triangle. And then inhale, reach up and back once again with the left hand. Turn the left toes out, sink the hips down. Surfer's lunge to the left. Bind option if you'd like, otherwise opening your wings here. And then exhale, turn to the back of the mat. Set up your low lunge, take the right knee down. Inhale, reach up with your left hand. And back behind you to grab onto the right foot. Press the foot into the hand. Keep pulling the inner thighs into the midline. Release the foot, reach up and forward. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, place the hands just forward of the foot. Shift your weight forward, standing splits. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening through the spine, legs come to an L. And then exhale, round through the spine, tuck knee towards nose, grab onto the big toe. And then bend into the left knee for stability, stand all the way up. Pull the right shoulder back. One inhale. Bend through the right knee, cross it over the left. Sink back for your funky. As you inhale, stand up once again, take that right knee with you, crunch it in towards the chest. And then shift your weight forward, bend into the left foot, left knee as you place the right toes back behind you, crescent lunge. An inhale here brings you taller. As you exhale, shift over towards the right side, turn your toes out, your heels in, sink low, goddess. Inhale to straighten through the legs, spin onto the left toes. And then take your hands wide, send your chest forward, keep your legs straight as you fold over that right leg. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then bend through the right knee, take the palms just back behind your foot, just slightly. And then send the right foot up and back. Coming into that one-legged coil on the other side now. So keep your elbows pressing in, keep pressing through the palms, round through the upper back. Crunch that right knee in towards the chest and then place it down on the tricep. Your shoulders come just past your fingertips. And then tucking that right foot in towards the chest. Shifting your weight forward just a little bit more. Switching on your core. And that left leg might lift all the way up. If it doesn't, that is fine. Slowly lowering down. Coming out however you feel comfortable. Maybe it's a tumble, maybe it's very graceful. Coming back into your child's pose. Taking a couple of cleansing breaths here. Really letting go. Starting to slow down. So we'll slowly start to make our way back up towards tabletop. And just come over into a comfortable seat. And we're going to just take a little forward fold here. So I really like to stay in Sukhasana just with my legs crossed. You might come up into your fire log. So taking your left heel up over your right knee. Otherwise you might even come into your Gomukhasana legs, crossing your knees over. I'm really tight in the hips, so I really like to just stay here. I get enough of a stretch out of that. So inhale to reach the arms all the way up. And then exhale to shift the belly forward, send the heart forward, and then folding all the way down. So trying to keep as much length and space in the spine as you can before folding all the way down. And wherever you get to, try to support the head. So if you can bring your head towards your hands and relax your forehead down. That's great. Otherwise, if your head can rest on the floor, perfect. Perhaps you even take a little pillow or a block in front of you. Really just trying to soften as much as you can here. So softening the breath, but also using the breath to help soften your physical body. Allowing the shoulders to relax away from the ears. Allowing your hips to sink open, maybe adjusting where you need to with your legs to create a little bit more space for your upper body to relax down. Wherever you are, just really trying to tell your body that it's okay to relax now. It's done plenty of work and your muscles are used to training and contracting in a way that builds heat and strength, stability. But in our yin side of the practice, it's important to train our bodies as well to learn to let go. Through training our bodies to do so, we're also training our minds to do the same. We'll slowly just start to make our way back up, pushing your weight into your hands, restacking your spine. You might just extend your legs out in front of you for a moment. Shake it out if you need to, otherwise just stay in stillness. And we'll come over to the other side, so tucking the right leg in front of the left, however is comfortable for you. Finding some space, so really pulling your sit bones back. Inhale to extend the spine, maybe extend your arms up overhead, and then send the belly forward, the heart forward. Take the hands down and slowly soften over your legs. So again, just like we did on the other side, scanning over the body, seeing if you can relax down your shoulders, your head, your feet, your hips. Using the body as a tool to access the mind. So the more we can focus the mind on the body, the breath, the things that are happening right here, right now, we train the mind to stay in the present moment. So what is it that you can feel in your body? What are your physical sensations right now? And can you deliver some breath there? Can you soften a little bit more? Can you tell your body that it's okay to relax here? And if it's not okay, if there is pain or some kind of indication that it's not okay, knowing that it's alright to pull back and come out of a pose, or add in a prop, add in some support wherever you need. Just your last few breaths here. And then once again taking some weight into your hands, helping yourself back up, stacking the spine. Slowly extending your legs out in front of you. And then we'll just roll all the way down onto the back. Take and you can take a pillow or a block or whatever it is you'd like to use here for some support. Perhaps it's nothing at all. So we're just going to take the knees in towards the chest, slowly rock from side to side. And then extend the legs out above you. Cross the left knee over the right, as though you were sitting at a desk. So really cross the knees well. And then you can tuck the left toes back behind the right leg or just stay here. I'm going to take our knees over towards the right side. So taking your prop with you, perhaps it's your block or a pillow. But just making sure that you're using your knees as your anchor. So normally we try to focus on pressing that right shoulder down, the left shoulder, sorry, but our knees are actually the heavier anchor point. So if we feel really bogged down by them and we're rolling all the way over, you can prop underneath the knees. It'll allow you some more space to open up the shoulders, really lift up the shoulders and place them down evenly. And then see if you can soften here. So even in our twists, we often hold on because it's a little bit uncomfortable for our midline, for our hips. The lower belly often stays clenched here and holding on. So see if you can soften the belly. You can look over towards the left side if it's comfortable for your neck. Just really allowing your knees to soften down, your shoulders to relax down. scanning over, checking that your feet are not holding any unnecessary tension. All the way up your legs, your hips, the belly and the spine. And then checking with your facial expression in your jaw, the tongue. The third eye between the eyebrows. Just taking a couple more breaths here. And then turning to face back up towards the ceiling. Using your right hand to help press your knees back up. So avoiding using your core here. And then just extending your legs out long or tucking your knees in towards your chest. Just taking a moment here before we change sides. And once again, taking your legs up over the hips, crossing the right knee over the left this time, like you're sitting at a desk. If you can wrap all the way under with your right foot, that's great. Otherwise, leave them unhooked. Take your props to the other side and take your knees all the way over towards the left. So again, just adjusting wherever you need to here, making sure that your knees can relax down and that they're supported. And then just lifting up your upper body, twisting it over to have your shoulders flat on the mat. Perhaps turning to look over your right hand. Once again, just scanning over the body, seeing where you can let go, seeing what your body is asking for in this moment. If it's asking for a little bit deeper, maybe you take the prop out and relax your knees all the way down to the ground. Or maybe you're finding some tension through the hips or the feet or the knees. You need to add in an extra little prop, some more height to bring the ground closer to you and bring that support up to your body. Knowing that there's no right or wrong, and yet there's no real alignment in these poses. The only real rule here is to let go, to melt down, to tell your body that it's okay to relax now, so that we can work into that deeper connective tissue, the deeper belly of the muscles. And bringing that cool, nourishing energy to the body, to the mind. Just softly turning the gaze back up towards the ceiling, bringing the head to neutral, and then taking the left hand on the outside of the knees and just helping them back up over the hips. Sucking them in towards the chest, taking a couple of rocks to re-neutralize the spine. And then just relaxing everything down as you take your legs forward. Taking your feet wider than the mat, relaxing them down towards the side, the palms up towards the ceiling, setting up for your Shavasana. Really just taking as much time here in your Shavasana as you need today. Honoring your body, your mind, your practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.